Hello guys, this is Goodlike, and in this video I'd like to talk a bit about the Catacombs instance of RaiderZ. This will be a part 1 video because I haven't finished the Catacombs, but I've done most of it. So I'd like to reflect on what I've already done so far, instead of forgetting it like tomorrow completely. This will also allow me to free up my hard drive space, so all is well. So to start off, Catacombs are pretty much the next dungeon after Gardens. You got like a few quests in between them, and then you get literally sent here to kill some bad dude whose name we won't remember right now. It's not really relevant. Nobody cares about his name. Nobody cares about his name. It's probably written on the screen somewhere on the quest text anyway. So there's two sides to this instance, and you have to clear both sides, specifically to get to the bosses on each of this side, and to use the levers at the end of the boss's rooms, which are only available after you kill the bosses. I'm not sure what happens after that, because I never killed one of the bosses, due to reasons I'll explain as I explain the boss. So let's begin with the left side. Our group began with the right side, but we actually killed that side, so I'd like to keep it for later and start off with this. To begin with that, when you finish a side, there is no obvious way to come back. I'm not sure if leaving the instance and then re-entering would work, but you definitely can't do it all at the same time, because that would reset the instance. So I don't find that a very optimal way of doing it. I really suggest adding some sort of either a shortcut or a passage or something, a guide that can teleport you to the start of the instance, because you need to go back all the way, and that's annoying. So the left side. Left side is basically the ghoul side of the instance. You will mostly see ghouls of a few different kinds. Necromancers, which will also summon skeletons. Now, the ghouls usually will be no problem whatsoever. You will be able to take care of them quick and easy. Stuns, everything works. No problemo. The necromancers are obviously casters, so pull them back a little so you don't end up fighting the entire rooms. And trust me, the rooms are packed with mobs, so you will want to pull back a bit. And the reason for that is because the necromancers summon a skeleton. This skeleton can be killed, or it will automatically despawn or die when you kill the summoner of the said skeleton. Unfortunately, the skeleton is very annoying, just like the skeletons from before. If you remember them at level 4, they aren't interruptible, they aren't knockbackable, they aren't anything really. They're just going to come after you non-stop. I suggest one of the players, maybe defender like myself, pick it up and deal with it on the side, while the rest of the people take care of the necromancer swiftly. This way you will have least time spent on killing these dudes, and they won't annoy the entire group of yours with interrupts and stuff, because they do tend to knock you out quite a bit. There's quite a bit of trash. You can skip a lot by basically hugging the walls. I would suggest skipping the skeleton room, precisely because skeletons are annoying, but otherwise you should be fine. There are mini bosses on the way to the bosses on each side, and the mini boss of this side is just a basic necromancer. I think he simply has a bit more health or something. The only special thing about him is that he drops the quest item that you require for the instance quest, which is required to enter the instance. The boss of the left side, it's a weird one. It's a dude that seems to be impervious to all damage at the start. He mostly melees. I don't think I've seen him cast stuff per se. However, he will summon ads, floating corpses, which are casters, in fact. As he summons an ad, there will be a huge void zone under the ad. If you pull the boss into the void zone, the boss will start taking damage seriously. So the basic of a fight is like this. The boss spawns an ad. Whoever the boss is on goes into the void zone and keeps him in there. The void zone does not do damage. It only does damage when it spawns. and it did about 500 to me. I'm not sure how much it did to our cleric, but I saw him take damage as well. You basically want to keep in there for as long as possible, do as much damage as possible with most of your party, while one of your party members take care of the ads. The ads spawn up to 2 actually, and he will spawn a second one pretty fast, so you will have 2 ads at the same time. They're really annoying floating caster types. However, they're very easy to block, so I would suggest a defender to pick them up. They can be also stunned, knocked back, etc. So a defender can semi-easily keep them busy as long as other people don't aggro them in one way or the other. For example, by going all out on them, which is a bad idea as well, because like I said, with every void zone is about 500 damage to anyone who was standing in it, and it can add up really fast, especially since he tends to spawn them on somebody from what I've seen. So at least somebody will take damage, and even more so if you're hugging up trying to attack the boss at that particular time, as you're already in a void zone. Picking the boss up at the start might be hard. I'm not sure, his threat was a bit random, but you should simply conserve your attacks until he's actually attackable and not kill the ads too fast. Only kill a single ad when a void zone disappears. That's the only time you should ever kill an ad, and make sure that everybody's healed up before that happens. This is probably the only place where having like 2 clerics would probably be very zergy. You could just all stand, hug up together, cleric spam heal, you just unleash the rage on everyone. Void zone spawn in your face, but it doesn't matter because, well, that way the boss is always in there, the ads are always interrupted. So yeah, picking up 2 clerics could be a decent idea for this instance if you want Zergy run, though it will slow down your trash considerably. Unless your cleric deals some decent damage, that is. Other than that, the boss spawns a very annoying ground break thing. Basically it walks in some sort of shape around the room and knockbacks anyone in its path. In general, it's no big deal, doesn't seem to be too difficult to avoid as long as you don't stand directly in its path. It shouldn't be much of a problem. If you do die, keep in mind that you probably skipped some mobs, and don't bring them back into the fight, especially if they're skeletons. Oh god, that guy. Oh god, that guy. That was pretty epic though, how we managed to actually withstand and finally even kill half of the ads that we actually pulled. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, we went too trigger happy with the ads, so I couldn't pick them up properly, I couldn't keep them on myself properly, and I couldn't interrupt them properly, causing them to attack random people. And when they cast spells, they hurt like crap. And I don't seem to be able to dodge those spells properly. I'm sure I haven't found the right timing, but with the 2 of them, I don't think this would be one of the bosses that you would even consider soloing. Then again, if you take it slow and easy, heal at appropriate times, always block when appropriate, which won't be too hard. Considering I don't think the damage ever passed through me, it would be pretty doable, and in the end, if you're soloing, you have all the time in the world, you don't really need the void zones to begin with, so you could just focus on the boss, which would take forever! Literally. Anyway, onto the right side. The right side is the ghost side. It contains some basic melee ghosts, archers and knights. Basic ghosts are basic, simple, stunnable, knockbackable, zergable mobs. Archers are also quite simple in that respect, though they love shooting very much, so you will have trouble with positioning. And finally you have the knights. The knights are the most annoying ones. You will not knock back them, you can only stagger them with a block, which makes them pretty tough opponents. You shouldn't pull multiple at the same time because they also love their amazing frontal knockdown attacks with their 2-handed swords. Annoying creatures. Annoying. Not unbeatable, however. Just don't pull more than one at a time and nuke them down quick and swift. Or pull multiple and just have somebody block their attacks so they're staggered all the time. On this side there's a hidden room. I'm not sure if there's a room of such in the other side, but on this side there definitely is one. Behind these carpet thingies. I don't remember how they're called. You can just go in there. There's a chest. I'm not sure what's inside the chest. I don't remember. I don't think it's anything special, but hey, it's not on a map. It's pretty cool as there. I hope I find more of these kind of places in other dungeons. And the boss, which you probably remember from day 6 video ending. Or not, because he was obscured by an army of ghosts. This boss is quite interesting. We managed to defeat it most likely thanks to my analyzing and dodging skills rather than anything else, because every single member in the party besides myself died entirely multiple times. I was the last man standing. Oh dear. I don't want to brag, but I've got video proof, so yeah. Not much I can do here. Gotta give my experiences honestly. So this boss has some basic meleeing, which is easily blockable. Nothing special. It's pretty slow, so you might not even need to block. You can just avoid it. But that's not the important part of the fight. Besides this, he does two really annoying things. First is he starts roaring and holding his hands up in the air, and then after a bit of time he unleashes a huge ass fire field around himself, which will hit you and knock back you if you are still near him. If he does that, you should run away. You will notice it by the fact that your attacks will be negated. So just run away whenever that happens, ASAP. Do all that is in your power to make distance with a guy. Besides that, he will also do a very interesting mechanic where he will point at a random person. This person will have a debuff for about a second or two, so he will know he's being pointed at. Then he will charge at that person and hit him, knocking him back for a decent amount of damage. You most likely can block it with the defender cooldown, but otherwise you have to dodge it. If you do not dodge it, if you just move, he will hit you. This was particularly hard for my party members. They didn't seem to get the timing right. What worked best for me was looking at his feet. If you look at his charging, you can see that his feet get covered with a massive amount of dust. When you see the dust coming up is the moment to dodge. If you dodge at that point, you will not get hit. If you dodge before that point and you're dodging as that is happening, he will still hit you with a slash, which he will do slightly after the charge. If you try to dodge afterwards, his main slash will hit you anyway. So yeah, that works the best for me. I've tried out different timings, and yeah, it's really tight. You really have to do it during the dust phase. Pretty much every single time I dodged when I did see the dust and not at any other particular point. For example, when he charged into the freaking wall and thus made himself invisible, I was fine. After a while he will become tired or something and will kneel down and you get a few free hits off on him, but immediately after that he tends to cast his big AoE fire damage thing, so as soon as he stands up is a good time to start running away. All in all, I found it quite soloable because you have ample time to attack him in either case. The only time where attacking is a no-go is when he's doing his AoE. Otherwise, after the charge you have good 2 seconds. After his strikes you have a good 1 counter strike of time. Definitely a soloable boss. No big deal here. Anyway, that's about as far as I got with my group. I will make a part 2 video featuring, did we end up killing the left side boss and the last boss? Possibly tomorrow, maybe another day. I'm not sure how much time will I have tomorrow to record my voice, because it's the weekend and things are happening here during the weekend. We'll see. So I'm gonna leave you with the footage of the right boss kill. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.